All right, guys. We are back for another week. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Yeah, Bob Barker. Rest in peace. Yeah, AMC down to 1250s. We got the SPY back up to 440s, though, man. So the market bounced back pretty heavy last week on Friday. Back up to the 440 level. AMC's looking pretty weak. Let me fix this. Yeah, we got a lot of news to go over this week, too, man. Yeah, Bob Barker got close to 100, but not over. All right, so we're going to start looking up some news stories. Again, last week we had Powell speak to the market, and Powell said mostly hawkish, bearish things, in my opinion. Basically that we could expect more rate hikes this year, and that's not really what the market was expecting prior to that. If you look at like the CME Fed Watch tool, the market prior to that was expecting a pause on the next cycle of rate hike decisions. So the market was actually expecting a pause during the next cycle. And so him coming out essentially saying that they might have to raise rates more aggressively than previously anticipated was interpreted by a lot of people as bearish. But the market actually had a pretty good green day on Friday. So look, the SPY went all the way back up to 440s, which, we still had a red week, I believe, but we're pretty much right back up where we were here at 440. So yeah, definitely a red week. But when you look at this gain right here, we could be at that bottom trend line level. It might be time to see it bounce. And let me see if I can draw this trend line out. So yeah, you got to see this trend here, this long-term trend. And I think that's a pretty obvious one. AMC all the way down at 1260s now. So AMC still looking weak, still looking rough. After the conversion, after the reverse split, Ape stopped trading, and now AMC sitting at 1216s. The question is, and this is not good for AMC. I mean, this is not good at all. AMC is essentially at a pre-split level of $1.26 a share. That's where AMC is at a pre-split level of $1.26 a share. Not that good. That's not great. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, that's not good. I don't think that's necessarily good. Yeah, I'm just going to have to ban him if he's spamming gold this early. What's up, Alan Pawn? Quantum. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm still in my shares. I haven't sold my AMC shares. But yeah, I mean, actually, we might not have had a red week last week. Let's see. So last week started off on the 21st, which was right around here. And so we actually didn't have a red week last week, believe it or not. Last week was actually green. It wasn't very green, but it was still green nonetheless. You know, again, we opened up the week here and we closed here. So, I mean, you know, we technically had a green week. It wasn't the biggest green week, of course, but it was a green week nonetheless. Where's crypto at right now? Bitcoin's still sitting at 26K. We got some big stuff coming this week as well, team. Definitely got some big stuff coming. I don't think we have any big earnings. I think that's basically it for all the big earnings. But, wait, did I leave my coffee? Oh, man, I didn't even bring my coffee. All right, so yeah, nothing really big this week in terms of earnings. I'm gonna have to go get my coffee. Oh, we do have NEO earnings tomorrow. So NEO earnings tomorrow morning, super early tomorrow though. We got Best Buy earnings tomorrow morning, Big Lots, JM, Bank of Nova Scotia, Bank of Montreal, Golden Ocean, Malibu Boats, Donaldson Company, Shoe Carnival, a couple other ones that aren't really that big. And then we got Hewlett Packard, HP, Box, a couple other ones. But again, none of these are really that big. The biggest one's NEO, early tomorrow morning. But that's really early. It's too early for me to cover. This is at 4 a.m. my time, and I'm not getting up. NEO earnings are cool, but they're not that cool. And so I don't think I'm going to wake up that early. But Wednesday, we got some other stuff. But CrowdStrike, Salesforce, Wednesday, Chewy. We got Polestar sometime Thursday morning. Lululemon Thursday evening. And then that's basically it. So we got some earnings, but nothing's like big. Let's check next week. I know next week we have like a bunch of different ones. Specifically, we got GameStop, I believe, on Wednesday. Yeah, so we got GameStop and C3. What do we get for the? I know we covered C3 earnings last time. Okay, we actually got pretty good views for C3. What do we get for GameStop last time? I think they canceled the earnings call last time, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so we're gonna still stream GameStop, but Tesla should pump. Yeah. Oh, here, let me pull up Discord pawn. Yeah, so SPY actually up though over the last day. How about Max Holloway? Three moving. Yeah, it's gapping up. I don't know what's gapping up on. All right, we're gonna do a poll like we always do here, guys. Yeah, we're gonna do a poll like we always do. The market rebound after last week is going to be our poll. Yes or no? Vote on that poll. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, it's preseason. It doesn't matter. Yeah, preseason doesn't mean much. Yeah, Elon, full self-driving vid. What's up, Zach? Yeah, Tesla green again today. The question is, when's the Cybertruck coming out? Tesla up, though, again, up to 241s. What's up, Cody? Right shoulder territory, very important this week. You can back test 12 before breaking that 15, $9. Yeah. There's the Discord. It should work. Yeah, I think the big thing is going to be whether the Cybertruck is delivered this year. You know, Elon's been saying it will be, but I think that's the big thing is whether it gets delivered this year. Who knows? All right, what's up, Cody? I got to go grab my coffee, guys. I'll be right back. But yeah, let me know any other stories, any other news you want to talk about today, guys. Market did bounce back nicely yesterday, to be honest, which is cool. Glad to see that. Tesla at a nice level as well. Tesla's riding up. AMC just cracked lows again under 1220. So Tesla or AMC is technically red on the day now. Technically red on the day. Here's Tesla on the left side. Tesla pushing up to almost 242s. Yeah, but trading had been paused. So Evergrande hadn't traded publicly after March 18th of 2022. And so trading had been paused. It was suspended March 21st of 2022. So this is their first time going live. So I mean that's not unexpected that they're down big. They dropped about 87% on its open today. It's first time trading since March 21st, 2022. They fell as low as 22 Hong Kong cents on Monday compared to its last close at 165. Company reported that they posted a 39.25 billion yuan, which is about $5.4 billion for the 6 months ending in June, a smaller loss compared to the 86.17 billion they had on the same period a year ago. Revenue came in at 128.8 billion yuan, which was up from 89.28 yuan in June. In July, They filed for Chapter 15 bankruptcy. So, I mean, this has been turmoil in this stock. So not really a huge shock, I guess, is the point. VFF. VinFast Auto, never heard of it. Probably pump and dump, maybe. Just be careful. I'm not saying it is, but it's a crazy move. Tesla's not going to follow AMC. Just different, completely different correlated symbols. Differently correlated, I meant to say. But yeah, AMC at 1230s. Hey, I'll be right back, guys. I got to go grab my coffee. So I'll be right back. Oh. Oh, wait, wrong. All right, we're back. Yeah, a couple things to talk about. Yeah, real estate struggling everywhere. Coffee tastes good. I haven't really been. It's weird. I don't really drink coffee on the weekend. Yeah, I don't really drink coffee on the weekends. Yeah, I don't drink coffee. I drink it in the morning because I have to wake up for this. On the weekends, I usually get up, but I drink it much later. So it's like usually I get up early and I play video games for a few hours in the morning because I don't ever get to play during the week. I basically never play during the week. And so I get up early and I play video games for a couple hours, like early in the morning on weekends. I get up at like 5 or 6 usually, and then I play for a couple hours. And then by the time I'm done with that, the rest of my family is just waking up. And then I'll make my coffee at like 9 or 10 a.m. Central Time. And then I'll usually take a couple sips of it, and then that's it. I usually just don't drink anymore. I take a couple sips, and then I'm done. Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, I'm back. What else we got moving today, guys? GameStop earnings are next week, not this week. Anything else moving big that I don't know about? Again, Tesla's the big one that's up today. Yeah, I mean, I just don't really get to play video games that much, and so I usually play a couple on the weekend. Hmm. All right, guys. All right, guys. So again, Tesla pulling back to 241. All right, guys. AMC back up here, back up to 1250s. Let's go, GNS. AMC will go up because it can't go lower. Well, I mean, it could definitely go lower, but can't is not a good word. It shouldn't. Yeah. What is Scrum? Hmm. All right, guys. Yeah, sorry, I'm working on some stuff. Look, so we're working on like a different website with AI stuff. Carvana? What's Carvana doing? Ford? Yeah, I'm actually in Ford right now, but I'll give you guys an update when that gets a little bit closer to fruition. We're just kind of looking at schemes for it right now. Still looking for a business. Met the founder of Poker Bros this weekend. Interesting business model. What is Poker Bros? Oh, it's just licensed out poker software, right? I've seen this. I've actually used this. Like, one of my old members used to have me play poker with them, and they would give me like a certain amount of money and something. I think I lost it, but yeah, it's honestly a good idea, but I think it's already done. Like, it's already done, you know. I don't want to. Again, when I'm thinking about a business, like I could start small businesses, but like the businesses I start, they need to be able to scale. Let me unzip this. Properties. Missed the heat wave. Online poker. Yeah, online poker's cool. I'm not trying to do that though. Have you ever seen a movie called Runner? I believe is what the movie's called. It's got Justin Timberlake in it. Yeah. If you've ever seen that movie, I'm not trying to do that, you know. Again, it's not a market I'm necessarily trying to enter. I love poker. If I started a poker business, it wouldn't be anything like that. It would more so be it's nothing that is not like allowed. Like the problem with poker is that it's not legal in a lot of places, right? So if I started a poker business, it wouldn't be my own brokerage or my own app or anything like that, because that's just going to get so much heat that like I'm just not trying to mess with that. If I started one, it would probably be more like a live streaming poker business. But the problem with that is that like I don't have the time. Like poker, you got to put in some hours at poker, right? And like I would love to be a poker streamer, but I don't have the time. Like I don't have the time to run this live stream and then spend all evening streaming poker as well. You know, like it just doesn't make enough sense. Like it's not going to be worth it for me. It's just too much work. I'm going to spend so much time at a computer. It's just not going to be good for me. So. Nah, I'm good. I need something that can scale, you know. What's up, Raphael? All right, looking at our voting here, we got 83 votes, 66% saying yes, the market will rebound after last week, 35% say no. And I guess I'm on the camp of like, I think the market will probably bounce back. AMC is an interesting one to watch. Tesla's up there. NVIDIA is also really interesting as well because NVIDIA is just volatile, you know? So NVIDIA is just very volatile. And NVIDIA all the way down to 460s after breaking highs, getting all the way up to 420s. So we got a very well-known penny stock guru saying, quote, "Don't listen to a single word anyone who doesn't show all trades publicly says. They pretend to be nice and helpful, but they have these shady deals in the background." The problem with the person saying this is they certainly do not show every trade. Like, again, I could say I make $1 billion on Profitly, right? That doesn't actually mean I do, right? I'll tell you this way. I instead of not trusting anybody that doesn't show all of their trades, number one, nobody's showing you all their trades. Nobody is. The person saying this isn't either. They can claim to, they're not, right? I'll give you a better standard. Don't listen to anybody who claims to know everything. And again, anybody that's making thousands of dollars selling you a course, I wouldn't trust them. You know, anybody selling a course for thousands of dollars, I wouldn't trust them. Like, again, the reality of it is anybody that claims to be some super expert, you just got to be weary of. Because again, I would rather trust somebody that says, "Hey, I'm not an expert. I'm not a guru. I don't know everything. I don't sell content. I don't sell a course," versus somebody who just claims to be the greatest ever and then sells you a course on how to do it. You know, again, I'm not mentioning names. I don't like mentioning names, but like, you know, I lost $15,000 playing BJ online, bro. Why? Why would you ever spend that much money on online blackjack? Seems like a terrible idea. No offense. I mean, I'm sure you figured that out already. How many of you guys feel that NVIDIA party is over? It might be over. I don't know. Again, I put up a bunch of videos prior to this that talked about what would happen if NVIDIA did bad on earnings, but they ended up doing good, which I think was a surprise to many. And they ended up crashing down, which is even bigger surprise. All right, here, let me make sure we're using this right. Hold on one second. I'm going to put my big, beautiful face up here for a second because when I click this, there we go. All right. Yeah, look at AMC back down. Tesla just broke pre-market highs here, guys. So Tesla just broke pre-market highs. Mm. All right, guys. So again, we are hanging out here waiting. We don't really have much going on today. I'm really just curious to see how the market's going to react at the opening bell. Yeah, and so again, just to put this in perspective, guys, this is a busy week this week. We got a lot of stuff going on specifically this week. It's a really busy where they've condensed a lot of economic data to drop only this week. Tesla's still moving up. Tesla at 240, 250s right now. But yeah, so all right, so tomorrow we got the Case-Shiller job openings and the JOLTS consumer confidence report at 10. So we got the JOLTS report at 10 and CB consumer confidence data at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. We have the Case-Shiller, but that's not a huge release. And then Wednesday we got the ADP non-farm employment change data. We got GDP data at 8:30. And then we got pending home sales at 10. So Wednesday, we got a gang of economic data to report. Thursday, we got jobless claims and PCE data. So the personal consumption expenditure. Again, this is the Fed's preferred inflationary metric. They are expecting 0.2% for the core PCE. Again, 0.2%. Last time they showed 0.2%. This time they're expecting 0.2% on this report and 4.2% year over year for PCE. And then Friday, we got non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate, as well as ISM manufacturing in the late evening part. So again, we got a lot of economic data dropping this week. Specifically, we got non-farm employment numbers. We got non-farm employment numbers, unemployment, ISM manufacturing, PCE data, personal consumption expenditure, initial jobless claims numbers, ADP non-farm employment change data, which is like the prelim non-farm on Wednesday. We have GDP data, pending home sales and wholesale inventories, as well as the JOLTS report tomorrow at 10 a.m. and consumer confidence data as well. So that's a bunch of data releases this week. And then next week is big too, but next week we got stuff like, let me see what we got next week. So yeah, next week I think we have stuff like GameStop and C3 earnings, which are going to be big. All right, so yeah, next week we got ISM non-manufacturing and services PMI data. So non-manufacturing data Wednesday. Thursday we got jobless claims like we always do. And Friday we don't really have much. So I guess we just have earnings. So this week is busy. Next week is slower. And then the week after that, we're going to have CPI data, which is a big release. CPI, PPI reports. Yeah, so CPI is in 2 weeks from now. Expectations for the next CPI report at 3.2% and 0.2% on the month. We'll see what that shows up as well. Any other big press conferences by the Fed? The next FOMC meeting is September. New York State Manufacturing Index. Yeah, NVDA is interesting too. I'm not against somebody who sells courses. As long, like, again, I'm not against everybody that sells courses. I don't want people to misinterpret my, like, what my standard is. All right, so AMC just cracked lows at 12.13s, guys. So AMC just dumped under lows. Again, Tesla at 242.20s. All right, AMC still breaking down here, man. There's been a huge run on AMC, guys. Look at AMC dump. AMC still breaking down. Quantum NVDA return on is 19, gross margin at 65, and target price of 621.8 being its volatility at 6. I think it's interesting to keep an eye on. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Tesla's still breaking highs here, almost up to 243. All right, guys. All right, we're at 1190s for AMC. Again, Tesla at 243s roughly. NVIDIA, guys, all the way back at 460s. The question is there a dip buy here? I don't know. I'm looking at one. Yeah, AMC still dumping down at 12s. I guess where's the dip buy here, guys? Where's the dip buy? The only worry I think you have to have here with AMC is bankruptcy, I think. Right? I think that's a genuine worry. Is bankruptcy. Like, do you think they file for bankruptcy eventually? That's the question. I think we can keep buying it. And I could buy some more down here and just fix my average, but man, AMC on a dump. I'll try to add a little bit more. All right, so we've added enough at the bottom here. We're actually green on the day. We're green on the day in a lot of different stuff. Specifically, Tesla is what we're the most green on. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Bao. I think there's I think there's two different types of ways people get emotional about different stocks, right? One of them is that they get emotional about upside potential, right? So they like really want a stock to go up, and so they have confirmation bias in that regard. Basically, they want to confirm what they want to happen, or they confirm what they want to happen, which is an upward bias usually, which makes people have a little bit too much of a bullish sentiment regarding penny stocks a lot of the time. Is because they hope they go up, right? So they overestimate the likelihood they'll do so. Uh, in that regard, like I think AMC certainly has a lot of traders there, but I also think you got the other side as well, where I think AMC. I think you also have to consider the other argument, which is that AMC's got a very supportive group of shareholders. You know, so like the shareholders and the apes, they are very supportive of AMC. They're going to do whatever they can to keep AMC okay. And with that, you know, I think once it starts to dip to a certain level, I think there might be objective value there. You know, maybe not objective value is what I should call it. There might be value there. And so, you know, that's what I try to look at. I try to not be either one of those traders. You got some traders that just freaking love AMC, and you got some traders that just freaking hate it. No matter what, they think it's just going to go to zero. I don't think either one of those things is going to happen. I think it's somewhere in the middle, and I hope it goes up, obviously. And maybe I'm just biased because I want it to go up. But I think, you know, the more it dips, you know, the more it dips, there might be reason to, you know, to buy it. But who knows? All right, so let's look at this here. So I'm trying to, yeah, Nvidia looks interesting. So Nvidia at 460s. Let me calculate the percentages here. And so if Nvidia drops, let's say down to 360s, $100 down to 360s, right? So if Nvidia drops from 460 down to 360, that will be a percentage of about 21%. 21% would be that percentage. So if I buy 10 shares of NVIDIA at 461s, and NVIDIA drops that percentage, then that's going to be that's going to be about $1,200 in losses if I have 10 shares, which might be justifiable, I think. It might be a decent enough risk level. All right, guys, again, Tesla up to 243s. Again, Tesla up to 243.20s, 243.20s. Yeah, I'm in AMC. I just added a little bit more to AMC. But again, I'm in a small trade, and I don't mind sitting on this as long as I need to. I think it's dipped enough over the last week where it might be justifiable for a dip buy, but I might be wrong here too, and maybe it just crashes down. But again, I'm just kind of explaining to you guys what I'm doing here. We are green on the day though. Again, NVIDIA is another question here. All right, we're down to 1180s for AMC. AMC still dipping down some here, guys. AMC still falling. All right, guys. Buy or sell? What's the argument here? Again, it's a very slow day on Wall Street. We don't have much going on right now. We got the news today. AMC Theaters is trending. You know. A lot of people still saying they're holding with AMC. Again, just be careful, guys. So in Emeryville, multiple fights broke out. Yeah, so AMC all the way down to 1171s right now. 1171. It's just looking weak, man. Tesla to 300 suit. I think it could. It's going to take a couple days, though. I doubt it's going to hit it anytime today. But, I mean, it almost was up to 300 on this latest run. The last time it hit that was in July. And so it could. I mean, it could. We don't know if it will, but maybe. Yeah, NVIDIA at 460s right now. AMC still breaking lows, still dropping down. Down to 1150s here, man. And so does this mean the shorts actually won for AMC? Oof, look at this drop. Down to 1150 a share, 1150 a share. With AMC, all the conversion hasn't even happened yet. I think it did. I think the conversion is done today. Yeah, so on Friday they converted AMC apes into common shares, 10-to-1 split. But I'm pretty sure this is done with already, man. I mean, I could look up some other news here, but I'm pretty sure this is over with now. All of it, like the conversion, everything. All right, so again, stocks up mostly pre-market. Hawaii Electric is up 36%. So HE, Dollar General, AMD flat. I don't really see any news regarding AMC either. Excuse me. All right, so right at 1150s now for AMC. Right at 1150s again. Tesla broke 243s now, up over that level. We'll see if it holds support. Yeah, the Evergrande crisis, Evergrande resumed after almost a year or over a year of being halted. It last was open at 165 prior to today's open. It resumed down almost 87%, trading for the first time since March 21st of 2022. They posted a loss of almost 40 billion for the 6 months ending in June, which is smaller than the 86 billion loss the same period a year ago. So in July, Evergrande filed Chapter 15. So that's kind of scaring some markets, but market is still doing okay. NVIDIA is another stock to watch. Again, NVIDIA here, team. NVIDIA has had crazy volatility over the last few days here. Here's NVIDIA prior to earnings. Again, you can kind of see NVIDIA went up to 403s, back down to 410s, back up to 450s, consolidated up to 520s. Now it's sitting right around 460s. We'll see if it actually holds. Again, AMC still falling down, still breaking down here. AMC hit 1150s. Right now, 1150 a share, and it's broken down big. We'll see if it holds here, team. No, my wife keeps it pretty cold. Wait, is AMC halted? No, okay. It's not halted. It's just not moving at all. All right, so AMC should open another candle. So it's not halted. These were just big surges of sell orders coming in. Again, do me a favor, hit that like button, guys. Bump that like button, hit the notification bell. We do have some votes. Will the market rebound after last week? 67% say yes, 33% say no. Yeah, you can halt in pre-market. It just depends on. All right, yeah, we just opened up a new candle, so they're not halted, but you can halt in pre-market. Sometimes it's volatility, trading pauses. Sometimes there's just a lot of reasons for it. So yeah. Yeah, news halt can happen. Still sitting at 1150s. The low of pre-market is 1146 or so. 1146 is. One thing to remember: when AMC ran, short traders had the option to average up their positions. One thing long bias traders don't think about: just as you can average down, they can up. Yeah, for sure. And a lot of these are like hedge funds shorting them too. All right, there's AMC testing the lows of pre-market again, guys. Look, here it goes. They just broke lows. 1145 is the new low of pre-market. Down to 1140, 1130s for AMC. Still breaking down here. 1130s. 1135 is the new low of pre. $11.35s. We got the 8 a.m. scrum when a bunch of more orders show up in about 9 minutes or so. 9 minutes for the 8 a.m. scrum. Mm. 1120s. Breaking down here. Will it break under 11s? AMC, everybody's scared. Everybody's getting out. They're selling. That's what's going on right now. AMC is flooding with sell orders right now. They are scared. Down to $11 a share now for AMC, down to 11 a share. I'm definitely not going to add any more here. Again, I think the biggest risk here for something like AMC is bankruptcy. Down under $11 at 1090s right now. $10.90s, right at $11. Well, I mean, I think there's a future argument for AMC, and I'm not the biggest AMC bull. You guys know that. But like, I think there is a future argument, and specifically the future argument is like people are always going to go to theaters. It's an event. It's not something that like people acting like nobody's going to go to theaters anymore. I don't think they're looking at that objectively. People are always going to go to theaters because people like, it's a date night. Like people need to go to theaters for dating and a lot of other stuff. And yeah, so I think there's always going to be a future regarding movie theaters. I think people are always going to want to go see movies on a big screen. And so I think that's an understandable thing. And I think that's what a lot of people who act like AMC is just going to go away don't really bet on, because again, people are always going to need theaters. You're always going to go to theaters. And I think that gives some longevity in AMC. Back up to 1130s, almost 1150s now for AMC, bouncing at 1090. So we're bouncing back up some here. Yeah. Again, we're at 1120s, guys. 1120s. NVDA at 460s. Yeah, so AMC trying to hold here. $11 seems to be some type of support level here. So again, we'll see if that 11 spot holds. Yeah, well, drive-ins have been on the way out for decades now. Yeah, but I have kids. Like, I've seen a bunch of movies in theaters over the last. I saw the Mario movie in theaters. I saw the last Jurassic World in theaters. I saw there's a bunch of different movies I've seen in theaters over the last like few years. So like people still go to theaters. I think that's something that people are always going to go to theaters to a certain extent. Now that number might dwindle, it might dip, but I think people are still going to go. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking regarding popcorn. Like acting like popcorn was just going to save the day was a silly bet, in my opinion. Like popcorn, the margins on popcorn. I said this when it happened, but the margins on popcorn can't be that good. You know, like they can't be that good. Like the margins on popcorn are not going to save a huge company, you know? And so I think they're just kind of, for lack of a better word, pandering to investors. They're pandering to that community. And I think a lot of them are just young retail traders that don't know any better, that just say, oh, popcorn, company's going to be saved, you know? But yeah, you can watch a movie festival online, but it's not the same. People want to be there. Just like same thing with AMC. All right, so we're holding at 1120 right now, guys, right around 1120. Yeah, I don't know about the CEO stepping down. Aaron is so polarized as a figure there that I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. I think he's such a polarizing figure that some people love him, some people hate him. All right, guys. So yeah, AMC consolidating. Is this a good sign of life for AMC? It's dipped out heavy this morning. Heavy. We'll see if this is a sign of life. All right, guys, we're at 460s right now. Again, AMC back up to 1120s. Again, where will AMC close today? Let me ask this question in the chat. Where will AMC close today? Genuine question. Where will AMC close today, guys? I don't know. Market want to go up. Yeah, I mean, I think the market's down over the last few weeks, but the market actually ended green last week. So last week was actually technically a green week. Again, here's NVIDIA sitting right at 460s, right at the previous closing price. NVIDIA just dipped. It's now technically red on the day. Where will AMC close? We did have Powell's speech. We had chaos for Powell's speech. We had like thousands and thousands of people here. Yeah. Again, there's NVIDIA down to 460s. AMC up to 1120s. We're almost in September, which historically is a really red month for September. So September historically is a really red month. And so y'all just got to be careful because it really is a red month for September. All right, team. Yeah, we'll see if the market bounces here, man. I'm ready to see if it did. Again, we had Jerome Powell last week. We don't really have any other news. I'm looking at market news right now. But again, China's 5.5% rally ended as Evergrande shares plunged 70% plus. Market is up a little bit here. So we do have personal consumption expenditure inflation data coming out this week, which is a big release. Again, that comes out on Thursday. Again, Wednesday, ADP non-farm employment change and GDP. So Wednesday, ADP employment and GDP data. Thursday, jobless claims and the inflationary personal consumption expenditure index report. If you guys don't know, PCE is the Fed's preferred inflationary metric. It's what they use to gauge how bad inflation currently is. And that drops on Thursday. That's a big release. And so again, we got core PCE is the important one. Core excludes food and energy. And so it's the more relevant release according to the Fed. So that's important. Watching that as well. And then Friday, we got unemployment data, non-farm payroll data, and ISM manufacturing PMI data as well. So a lot of stuff coming out. And yeah, we'll see if it's good or bad. Let me know what you guys think. Again, where will AMC close? September historically is a red month. So like if we look at months of September, we look at September's S&P 500 returns, right? So here's a great way to look at it. So if we look at September S&P 500 returns since 1928, look, here's this report. This is the average monthly S&P 500 return since 1928. All right. And so again, this is the average. Look at AMC rip back up. So AMC surging back up over the VWAP here. If we look at this, February's a rough month. May's a rough month. September is the worst month in markets with an average loss of over 1% in September. So just a bad month historically for markets. And we are approaching that now. We're only 3 days away from that here. 3 days away. Look at AMC surge here over the VWAP for AMC. All the way back up. Over VWAP. Let's see if it holds VWAP. If it can hold VWAP, that's great. That's a great sign. If it can hold VWAP. Red month, you said? Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if it's going to be a red month. It could be for sure. I think probability wise, it's highly probable that next month is a red month, but we don't know for sure. Again, we really don't know for sure. Tesla can make a run around 250s. Yeah, I mean, Tesla's interesting as well. AMC's looking better, though. I mean, look, AMC back up to 1160s. So if AMC can hold over the volume weighted average price, I think that's great. Yeah, this week's pretty slow for earnings, but we got a lot of echo data dropping this week. So it's slow for earnings, but we do have economic data that comes out this week. So, like, we'll see what we get. It's going to be an interesting week for sure. In terms of like economic reports, like we got a bunch of big economic reports that dropped this week, and so it's a big week for markets. Again, we got unemployment, non-farm payrolls, non-farm employment change, PCE data, GDP data, all dropping this specific week. Starting Tuesday, we also have the JOLTS job report, and so it really is a pretty busy week where we got a bunch of economic stuff coming out. All right, again, NVIDIA technically green on the day now, guys. NVIDIA technically green on the day. All right, so today's the 28th. All right, let me see what else we got. Make sure, again, I'm going to put this up so you guys can't see it. Let me put my beautiful face up here real quick. Sorry, I got to pull this up so I can make sure it doesn't show you. Okay, there we go. We're good. All right, there we go. But yeah, AMC now under the VWAP, under 1160s. Again, NVIDIA consolidating right around that previous closing price. Tesla is another one to pay attention to here. Tesla been shooting up, breaking highs all morning. It's up to 244s this morning in pre-market, up to 244s. Again, the question is, will AMC be able to hold over that VWAP level, over that 1160 level? That's a big relevant level we should be paying attention to. So yeah. Sorry, I'm kind of working on some work here. What else we got here, team? Right, so Tesla pulling back a little bit. I do think we could see somewhat of a small little trend line here. So, like, look, here's the Tesla trend. Now, this trend could break realistically anytime here. So this trend could always break. We don't know when it's going to, but I think we do have a really obvious trend line here for Tesla. Let me see if we can activate this and make it a little bit tighter. So again, we do have some movement there as well. Let me remove this spot too, but I do see this trend, and you can kind of see this with Tesla. It is holding this trend to a certain extent. I think that's probably the trend right there. And it's been in this trend. You can kind of see it if we draw the trend out. You know, it's been holding the top of that and the bottom of this trend line fairly well and still maintaining that trend. So, yeah, we'll see if we continue in it. AMC now back over the volume weighted average price over the VWAP here, still moving up. Yeah, Tesla. Hey, what's up, Shepard? Hey, good morning. ES just squeezed. Yeah, the market is squeezing up a little bit, mostly being brought by like Tesla and some other stuff. Again, here's the SPY. SPY up to 441s, almost 442s. And so we'll see if we break 442 today. It's possible we do. Yeah, we're green on everything today mostly. We're red on a couple things, but nothing too bad. I was texting me this morning. Again, we're at 1170s, guys. 1170s for AMC. Yeah, the trend's been holding on Tesla. AMC back over VWAP. It's established support. We'll see if that holds up. All right, so AMC up to 1180s, guys. Bounced all the way back from basically 1090s, all the way back up $1 per share, almost 10%, from 1090s all the way back up to 1190 or so, 1185s right now. So AMC starting to climb back up. The previous closing price for AMC is right at 1240s. So, I mean, it's possible that we make that move back up. All right, guys. Again, up to 1190s. SPY up to 441. Let's take a look at the Q. All right, so here's the Q. Q is not doing as good. The S&P looks a little bit stronger than the Q. All right, to 1192 is almost $12 for AMC. It's fighting back up here. Again, pretty close to the previous closing price. We're about 50 cents away from the previous close on AMC. All right, guys. So any ideas, any other stocks that look weak? Here's AMC pulling back down to 1180s. Anything that looks like a buy? I know it's kind of risky to buy right now because of, well, frankly, it's kind of risky to buy anything right now because of the September slump potential going through. All right, so again, pulled back to the VWAP here at 1160s. Let's see if we actually hold. By Tesla, QCOM, National Movie Day was yesterday. Yeah, and I heard a lot of stuff happen. Like there was a bunch of crazy stuff going on. Again, let's look back at Tesla here. We do have this trend that looks like it might have just broken here. So look, this Tesla trend might have broken just now. So all right, guys. All right, team. We are under that for the Tesla stock. We are now under that trend. I'm actually green on my stock trades today. Let me look back on chat here. Diamond hands, AMC. Hey, we'll see. Are y'all diamond hands in AMC? Let me know in chat. Also, Tilray is either ready for a run. Cannabis stock. I remember Tilray. The problem with Tilray is that neither political side actually is interested in legalizing it. They might claim to be, both sides claim to be pro-cannabis and all this different stuff, right? But when they have the opportunity to actually legalize it, neither one of them actually gets it done. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, you know, one side doesn't let them. That's not true at all. Okay, if you want moving forward in the cannabis industry, if you want legalization to actually happen, number one, when the left holds both houses, both sides, when the House holds, or not, I'm sorry, when the left holds both sides of government there, where they could actually get this done. Sorry, I'm brain fart right now. But when the left holds both sides, they need to put out a reasonable legalization process and bill, right? The problem I've seen so far is that both sides are getting PAC money from a company called Abbott Laboratories, right? Abbott Pharmaceuticals, Abbott Laboratories. They are the largest anti-cannabis lobbying group in the world, and they're donating to both sides of the political spectrum, right? And so what you see a lot of the time is when one side holds both the House and the Senate, you don't see anything get done. They put out these radical bills that are never going to pass, that they understand, that they are smart enough to understand that these bills that they're trying to pass are never going to get passed. And so what you see them do a lot of the time is they say, yeah, we're pro-cannabis legalization. Yeah, we're pro-cannabis legalization. But when they have the opportunity to actually pass something or put out something that has the potential to pass, they put out this radical thing that they know the other side is not going to go for. And it's intentional. It's because they're both getting, again, PAC money from both sides. Both sides are getting PAC money by anti-cannabis lobbying groups. And so they might put out something that claims that they are pro-legalization. I don't really think they want it legalized. I think the pharmaceutical industry and the prison industry are making too much money from keeping cannabis prohibited. The cannabis prohibition is making those groups too much money, as well as law enforcement certainly doesn't want it legalized because that means that they lose money as well. And so it's just this big mess. And regarding cannabis stocks, I just don't trust them. You know, Tilray used to be $130 a share. And, you know, at this point in time, I just don't trust them. I don't trust any cannabis stock. I don't trust that either political side is actually going to do what they need to do to get it legalized for these cannabis companies. And again, when you look at the argument here, cannabis is objectively less harmful than alcohol, than cigarettes, than nicotine, like objectively less harmful. It's not really arguable either. But it's something that in which is still criminalized and still, you know, it's unfortunate, but I don't have a lot of confidence moving forward. Again, 10 years ago, I thought that it would be legalized nationwide present day, and it's not. And that's unfortunate because people are going to consume it regardless of its legalization status. And so like people are going to consume it regardless of whether it's legal or not. And by keeping it illegal, you're putting people in danger is what you're doing. And again, it's unfortunate, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, but Tilray used to be $130 a share. You know, now they're $2. You know, Tilray used to be $300 a share. I'm sorry. Again, now they're $2. So I mean, AMC is done for real, maybe. Again, we'll see what Tesla does here. NVIDIA is still sitting at 460s. NVIDIA is basically, it really is like a choppy day right now. Look at NVIDIA, man. NVIDIA's been straddling this previous closing price all morning. Hasn't really done much. Still pretty quiet, pretty slow. Big move on the NASDAQ, really. So here's the Q. Right, so here's the Q. Q up to 366. Yeah, Q's making moves back up. What's dragging the Q up? So what tech stocks are dragging the Q up? Is it Apple? Apple is what's dragging the Q up. Apple is surging up right now, too. If we look at the Apple here, Apple breaking highs in pre-market up to 179.50 or so, 179.50 for Apple. So Apple is what's dragging the Q up. Apple and probably a couple other tech stocks. Let's look at it. Amazon's testing highs. NVIDIA starting to move back up a little bit. Google's testing highs. Meta breaking highs as well. So tech specifically is pushing up. That's why we see the Q moving up as well. I don't disagree, but the new play with Tilray specifically is beverages. So Tilray now owns Shock Top, Blue Point, Highball, and Square, and that's great. But again, I don't trust legalization in the process there. Again, I think politicians are getting too much money keeping it illegal. You know, like some of their biggest donators. If you look at, again, a company called Abbott Laboratories is the largest anti-cannabis lobbying group in the world, and they've given six figures to both political sides, you know. And so if you want to know why politicians say they want legalization and then they never actually do it, you know, look into it. You'll figure out why. And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, and that's the game of government. And so if we have to predict when it's actually going to be legal, I think it's going to be a while, especially in places like Texas or, you know, conservative states. But yeah, and I don't know. I disagree with the whole, like, now they have the Delta 8s and the Delta 10s. You know, they're basically concentrates of other stuff. I don't think those can be good for you. I don't think those can be good for you. I think those are probably bad for you to consume. But again, they've kept Delta 9 cannabis illegal, basically forcing consumers to use that stuff, which I disagree with as well. Again, it's just a weird market. When you look at governments around the world, it's just a weird thing, you know? Yeah, it's pretty sideways day right now. It's not a very volatile day. The whole market's pretty slow. Look at Meta rip up, guys. Meta up to almost 288. Get Meta up to almost 288. Again, hit that like button, guys. We got almost 100 likes here. We got 90 likes. Y'all can do it now. Is crypto moving up? Yeah, crypto's been on a slump. Up to 26.3 thousand. So crypto is running up. Look at Bitcoin here for a second. Again, there's Meta flying up. AMC moving up with it. But look, here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin up to almost 26.5K again. NVIDIA shooting up some. Look at NVIDIA up to almost 461s. Again, AMC still trying up to 1190s. Let's see if we can break 12. Again, 1243 is that previous closing price for AMC. All right, look at Meta ripping up again. 1195s for AMC, 1195s. NVIDIA ripping up too. All right, AMC almost to 11.95s. Meta pushing up again. We can also look at other stuff like Amazon here. Amazon up to 134s. What do you think about Netflix? I haven't looked at Netflix lately a lot. NVIDIA over the VWAP though. Netflix at 417s. Netflix has just been on a run, man. If you look at Netflix this year, Netflix has had a pretty good year. At the opening of the year, it was at 225s. It's at 416. So I think it's a little high for my tastes relative to where it started the year at. But I mean, it's not that bad. And I mean, hey. All right, AMC guys, back over 12s. Back over 12s. Tesla, loving life here. There's Amazon moving up. Look at Tesla here, team. So Tesla here, maybe the trend is still there. Let's see if we can draw this trend, but we'll wait for it. I think the twin trend broke and then it confirmed the upward trend anyway. All right, so 244s. Again, AMC back over 12s. So that's a great sign here. The previous closing price is at 1240s. And so just kind of shook some traders out of it, I think, here, to be honest. Again, AMC all the way back up 1210s. NASDAQ breaking highs. Yeah, here's the Q. Q surging back up as well at 366. Looking at the SPY here also. SPY all the way up to almost 442. So the market is fighting back here, man. After a big red opening part of the week last week, we did actually end the week green last week as well here. Again, SPY at 818. SPY opened up the week last week. Let's see where it was. So SPY opened up the week at 437.50s. Closed the week last week at on the 25th. 439.90s. So the SPY actually technically had a green week. We got a poll on Twitter. All right, so we're gonna do a poll on Twitter here. All right, so we're gonna do a poll. The poll is gonna be 2 days long. It says last week the SPY closed slightly green. Will this next week close red or green? So if you want to vote on this poll, here's the link. If you want to help support your boy here, here's the channel link. Again, market is pushing up here. Look at that. Look at the SPY and the Q. SPY up to 442s. The Q currently sits at 366.50s or so. 366.50s. What a run in markets here. It's kind of dragging everything else up. NVIDIA included, Tesla included here. Tesla at almost 250s. Not almost 250s at, yeah, at 244. So I mean, Tesla pushing towards 250. We'll see if it breaks it. But what a week, man. Again, the Q up to 366. At $12 for AMC. Again, NVIDIA is another one to watch. NVIDIA is going to influence the Q and the SPY heavily. Again, at 461. It's a pretty slow day, though. We just don't have much going on. I don't think we had any earnings today either. Let me make sure. Yeah, so today we got nothing, basically. We got, nothing for earnings. Another big release that we have coming out next week specifically is OpenAI. Or not OpenAI. I'm sorry. Next week we got C3 AI. I mean. Again, NVIDIA still moving up at almost 462s. AMC back up to 12s. Q at 366. I'm looking at other market news here, trying to give you guys some breakdowns, but all right, so looking into global markets, the Asian market is up, Euro market is up, commodities are up. So Japan's Nike 225 closed Monday session by about 1.8% higher. Australia's S&P ASX 200 was up 0.63%. China's Shanghai Composite closed at 3,098.64, up about 1.13%. The Hang Seng Index in Hong Kong was up about 0.94%. Eurozone data. Pan-European STOXX 600 is up 0.54%. Commodities, we're looking at that. Crude oil WTI is up by 0.5%. Natty gas is up 2.9%. Gold is higher by about 0.07% at about 1,941. Dow futures up 0.21%. S&P futures up 0.16%. NASDAQ 100 up 0.23%. AMC consolidating down here. Again, the Q at 366. A little dip after a big run this morning. All right, so again, Jackson Hole was interesting. U.S. existing home sales dropped to a 6-month low in July. So that's interesting to watch as well. We're at 366 here, 366. AMC at 12s, just under that again. NVIDIA still breaking over highs, bringing the Q back up. That's kind of one of the reasons this is going back up. Look at the Q. Look at NVIDIA pop up to 460s here, guys. 460s on the Q. Hopefully we get another run for NVIDIA today. I know it's possible. Disney on the way back up to almost 84s. Man, NVIDIA's still pumping up. Look at NVIDIA up to 462.60 or so. Again, we got more inflationary data this week, guys. Again, we got the PCE data dropping. Looking at our poll numbers, 42% think we're going to have a red week. 58% think we're going to have a green week. $500 this week, you think? $500 for what? For NVIDIA? Maybe. NVIDIA leads the way before was Tesla. XPEV, man. It's been a minute since I looked at XPEV. It's making moves, though. Look at XPEV. Look at NVIDIA. Pump all the way back up. Again, we're up to 1860s here. 1860s. Again, guys, AMC down at 1190s. It's had a little bit of a rebound here. The previous closing price still at 1240s. Q trying to give me the answer here. Yeah, I've seen VinFast Auto. Let me look up the news there for VinFast here. It really is a day where we don't have any earnings, any economic data. Nothing really going on. VinFast shares are continuing to trade higher, 40% gains. So, so VinFast Auto is up 500% since they debuted last Tuesday after their IPO, and are up nearly 300% in the last week alone. It's from billionaire Pham Nhat Vuong. It's Vietnam's wealthiest man, and he's the controlling shareholder of VinFast. He is now the fifth richest person in Asia after the value of VinFast has skyrocketed. They have been very volatile since they started here. If you look at VFS here, very volatile price action. If we look at a max chart, they've only been open for 2 weeks, and they've gone crazy since that last 2-week period. So if you want to see what's really going on here, so they IPO'd back here at around 30s, about $15 to $30, dipped to 1160s, and then had a huge ramp up. They've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green every day last week was green in the stock, and it just went absolutely crazy. A lot of people were watching it. It's too volatile for my taste personally here. But it's up a lot, and it's one to maybe pay attention to as well. Again, NVIDIA slumped last week. After reporting great earnings and ripping all the way up to the lifetime highs, all the way up to 520 even. Dipped the next couple of days, we dipped back down. But again, the market was actually slightly green last week, slightly green. BitBoy is trending. Why is that? Again, AMC pushing back up to 12s. Mostly just scams, it looks like. Okay, IPO or SPAC. It might have been actually a SPAC. I'm not 100% sure. Chat might be able to help me out a little bit with that. Market trying to pull back. Yeah, I mean, I see everything. AMC is actually pushing back up to 12, but you can see NVIDIA dipping down a little bit. You can see the SPY dipping down some, the Q dipping down a little bit. It's mostly tech. It's not a huge dip, but if you're riding momentum, it could be a dip to buy into. I'm not ready for that yet, but it could be one. What do y'all think the market's going to do here, team? Let me know. All right, so again, the Q pulling back a little bit, but AMC up to 1205s. The pre-market, let me see where the pre-market high is. So it's not the pre-market high because AMC slumped a lot, but it's starting to move back up some as well. Again, AMC dipping all the way back down to 1090s, back up over 12s now. Again, here's the previous close. So this is the level at which, right here, this light blue line is the level at which it goes from red to green, green to red. And again, we'll see if it holds, but it's important to watch. We'll see. We'll see if we can break back over that level like this and see what happens. Watching the rest of the market as well. Here's the Q down to 360s. Again, here's the SPY. We're also been watching Tesla today. And Tesla is starting to slump a little bit down to that 243 level, although it has had a pretty strong morning. Yeah, so basically last week, if you didn't pay attention to the Jackson Hole Symposium, Powell said they might raise rates more this year. So Powell said they might raise rates more. The other thing is, like, here next month is September, and we only got a couple days left until September starts. If you look at this, right, September is a bad day for markets. September historically is a really bad month for markets, in which typically the market goes down in September. And so we've got potential for more rate hikes, the market potentially going down more in September. And that's something to pay attention to because, generally September's not kind to markets. November is usually really good, and October is usually pretty good as well. And so maybe there'll be some dip buys to get into if September slumps. But look at the SPY, or look at the AMC ripping back up, guys. AMC up to 1215s, 1220s. How was AMC $12 a share? Because they did a reverse split. So they took the price and they multiplied it times 10 because it was a 10-to-1 split. They took 10 shares and they consolidated every pack of 10 shares into one share, thus pushing the price of the stock up 10x. It's not actual strength that's pushing the stock up. They were just consolidating shares. And so what would be right now $1.21 a share is now $12.14 a share. So what's up, Sim? Again, there's AMC finally dipping down. The previous closing price is up here at 1240s, though. So, I mean, hey, if we hit that level, that's going to be a pretty good rebound for AMC. What looked really weak earlier has since rebounded all the way back up to almost break even on the day. It's pretty close to that now. Again, I'm not saying we're going to hit that, but it's close. Also, most tech is up today. Microsoft is up. AMD is pretty flat. Amazon is green. Tesla, of course, is green. Apple is green. NVIDIA is slightly green, pretty much flat though. Google is green. Meta is green. Any other tech stocks that I'm missing here? I don't think there are. But C3 is not really moving that much. C3 had a big dip with NVIDIA's fall as well. There's so much sympathy movement with NVIDIA and C3 though. And C3 drops earnings next week. It's not this week. GameStop and both C3 and GameStop released their earnings. I wish they would separate them, man. I don't know what companies, for whatever reason, have been reporting earnings on the same day for each other. Maybe it's a way to like hedge volatility. If, like, for instance, if If another company reports earnings, then that might hedge against potential volatility. I don't know why they're doing it this way, but again, this earnings season, a lot of companies reported earnings on the same day, which I hate. For me, as somebody who, again, my bias is I wish they would separate them, because then I could cover each one. I could cover Google one day and Amazon another day and Microsoft another day and C3 another day and GameStop another day, and all have like all this big content to show. But yeah, next Wednesday, C3 and GameStop report earnings as well. So that'll be fun to watch. Look at Tesla right at the volume weighted average price. So Tesla right at the VWAP here. See if we bounce. Volume weighted average price is a big level. It's right here. Let's see if we bounce. It's possible. Yeah, NEO earnings are tomorrow, but it's so freaking early, man. So like NEO earnings are tomorrow, but it's really early. And so it's going to be hard for me to get up in time for that, in all honesty. Yeah, we don't have any economic data, literally nothing. We've got Dallas Fed Manufacturing Business Index, but that's it. And that's a very small release. And that's much later on today at like 10:30 market time. It's just not something I'm going to cover. Everything else is very slow. Nothing really going on this week. AVGO has earnings this Wednesday. AVGO Broadcom. Yeah, they might be interesting. Disney. When are Disney earnings? I think Disney already had earnings. Disney had earnings, yeah, not that long ago. Disney's pushing up. So Disney's up to 84s almost today. Nicely green. Again, NVIDIA's still trying. Look at Tesla. We told you guys, let's watch for a bounce at the VWAP, and that's exactly what it did. Look at this bounce. And so, again, if you're not watching the VWAP, you're missing out, because the VWAP can just be powerful. Like, look at this. And so if you're not watching that level, it's a good spot to pay attention to. Quarterly earnings are the most reasonable way to do it, though. AMC's still sitting at 12s. Look at Tesla all the way back up to 244s, and this should drag some of the indexes back up, specifically the Q and the SPY. Tesla, I think, is number 6 weighted on the S&P. Tesla weight on the S&P here is number 7, actually. So Tesla weight is number 7. So Tesla is, yeah, number 7 weight. Tesla makes up 1.74% of the S&P 500. The number 7 stock, it goes Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, NVIDIA, Google, and Tesla. Google has 2 types of shares, so it goes Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, NVIDIA, Google Class A, Google Class C, and then Tesla, and then Burke, and then Meta is number 9. But yeah, SPY back in, moving back up, NVIDIA moving back up as well. Look at this 244 level just tapped on Tesla, so it's still heading up. Now, we asked people on the poll here, red or green week. 40% think red week, 60% say green week. Let's look at our YouTube numbers here. So again, out of about 500 votes, 64% say yes, the market does rebound this week. 36% say no. It's about on par with what our Twitter report showed in terms of about 60-40 bull versus bear this week. Most people think the market's going to bounce, and I guess last week was actually pretty flat. It was technically green. If we look at the SPY, again, there's Tesla dipping down. I'm going to buy this little... I'll wait. A lot of the time I'll day trade that, but I think I'll wait. But yeah, so Yeah, Hawaiian Energy, I think is HE, Hawaiian Electric. They're up big as well after some people got power back on in Hawaii. It's up to 13s now. So yeah, that's an interesting spot to pay attention to. Again, here's Tesla in the queue. Again, last week was mostly flat. So here's a yearly chart. Every candlestick represents a day. And again, you can kind of see last week we opened up right around here. And we closed right around there. So slightly green week. You can kind of see the increase here from there to there. Slightly green week. Not a crazy good green week or anything like that. Slightly green, but yeah. I'm going to do a restroom break here, guys. So I'm going to do a bathroom break real quick. While I'm gone, the question will be, does AMC close above $12 a share today? Again, does AMC close over $12 a share today? Let me know. I'll be right back. All right, so we're back. Let's take a look. So I see NVIDIA has pushed all the way up to 460s, 462s, Triple M. Hey, thank you so much, RS. JT Tesla to 250 today. Maybe. I think Tesla could hit 250. I don't know if it will, but I think it could. But yeah, thank you, RS. Triple M, HE. Oh, again, Hawaiian Electric moving a lot today. And also, guys, if you haven't already, check out Topstep. We're going to be day trading again on Topstep. I'm going to actually minimize this, and we're going to get ready to day trade some at the open. Let's set this up. Check out where I am. I almost got funded last week. I think we can make another push today. Getting Quant Tower set up. What? Okay. There we go. Checking other ones. All right, let me pull up some charts. We're going to get ready to day trade. We haven't really day traded much today. I'll put the NASDAQ up here because I think the NASDAQ's been a little bit more volatile today. Let me make sure 6.2. All right, we're funded in this one. All right, so we're pretty close. All right, sorry, we're putting up on the screens. Here we go. All right, here we go. All right, again, here's the NASDAQ here. AMC's still trying to make moves. Get this ready. Let me exit out of some of this stuff too. All right, so we got a little pullback. You can see the trend. Yeah, we're gonna get ready to trade the NASDAQ. All right, so yeah, we're gonna get ready to trade the E-mini. All right, let me get the bathroom break sign done. Yeah, so again, Hawaii Electric moving. Look at NVIDIA still pumping up. So NVIDIA still making some moves up there. Again, the SPY at 442, AMC over 12 again. And again, the market's mostly moving up today after a break-even week last week. So last week was actually technically break-even. It wasn't like a crazy red week like a lot of people. I saw a lot of people after NVIDIA corrected a little bit start to claim that last week was some like big crazy red week, and it wasn't. If you look at the market actually last week was actually pretty flat. It was slightly green, believe it or not, but it certainly wasn't a red week last week, which is again, I think short predictors, they want to be right, and so they take what they can get. If the market pulls back after running up some, it is what it is. But again, last week was a slightly green week. The question now is, does the market start to reel back up or down after a mostly break-even week? And again, I don't really know. Again, nobody does. What we are watching is we're watching NVIDIA, we're watching Tesla, we're watching Hawaii Electric. They're up to 1350s. And so we're keeping an eye on a lot of these stocks because hopefully we'll get some good price action today moving forward from this stuff. Again, last week's Jerome Powell press conference on Friday with Jackson Hole, he said that they might raise rates again. And so the PCE this week after Jerome Powell is going to be incredibly relevant. The personal consumption expenditure is the Fed, the FOMC's preferred inflationary metric, right? And that drops Thursday. The PCE data drops. And so again, expectations are 0.2% for core, and core is the most important one. So core PCE drops Thursday. It's very relevant release. It's a very relevant data release. And again, we'll see if we get anything good here. We got 20 minutes here, 20 minutes until the market opens. And again, if you want to day trade with me, check out Topstep. Topstep is the most legit way to learn day trading without taking on a lot of risk, in my personal subjective opinion. And they are a sponsor of mine, so I'm biased. But again, what Topstep does is they give you a demo and they test your skill. I've been funded in 2 accounts over the last month or so. And again, it's really useful because it limits your risk, but it gives you a lot of the same reward if you're good enough to pass it, right? So if you lose on Topstep, you're out $49. What they do is they give you a demo and they test your skill. They give you a challenge. If you can pass their challenge in their test of skill, they fund you between 50K up to 150K with a 90% split, and you get to keep your first 10K in profit. If you lose, you're only out $49. And again, they're going to give you a demo. The base one's 50K. You got to make 3K in profit without losing over 2K. So a 2 to 3 ratio, a reasonable ratio, in my opinion, for a prop firm. And again, so what they're going to do is that if you can pass that testing, they're going to fund you 50K with a 90% split, and you get to keep your first 10K in profit. And they pay out millions every year in actual withdrawals. They fund thousands of traders a year. And so in that regard, it's incredibly useful because it's the best of both worlds, where if you lose, it's not the end of the world. You're out $49 a month or whatever the cheap price is. If you pass it, you get a 90% split, and you can basically get a great amount of funding. And so it's the best of both worlds, where the reward is almost the same as putting the money up yourself. The risk is noticeably less. And in that regard, it's very useful. So again, if you want to check them out, here is the link. Great way to help support the channel. You can also see the link in the chat as well, in the description, I mean. And again, Hawaii Electric is a really interesting one here. We're going to minimize this and make this a little bit larger so we can just keep an eye on it. But look at Hawaii Electric here, HE. Almost back up to $14. And this is kind of gauging what it's like in Hawaii right now with all the craziness going on there. But yeah. What's up, Kenny? All right, so BitBoy Crypto fired from BitBoy Crypto. All right, so starting effective immediately, Ben Armstrong will no longer be working with Hit Network, BJ Investment Holdings, and all subsidiary brands, including but not limited to BitBoy Crypto and around the blockchain. This decision has not been easy. However, after long consideration, we are confident this is the only path forward. If you have any questions, please reach out to Drew. So BitBoy Crypto was fired from BitBoy Crypto. They're not even public, right? Are they public? I don't know, but like, why? Why not just sell the company? You know. It happens. Green Day. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. Does NVIDIA bounce back today is the next question. Does NVIDIA bounce back today, guys? Let me know what you get. Let me know what you think. We got 15 minutes here, 15 minutes. And again, my morning streams have been a little slow, especially if there's no economic data. We've kind of designed the channel to be mostly based around economic data. And so when there's nothing brewing, it's kind of boring. But hey, we might start the stream much later. I was thinking of starting the stream much earlier on economic days and much later on regular days. Hey, how you doing? You want to come on stream? Carol's wearing my robe. Look at Carol over here in my robe. Hope it's comfortable. I was wearing Carol's like little bitty robe the other day, so that's okay. You know, it's cold over here, man. They're asking me why you got a heater on. I tell them because my wife freezes the house out in the middle of the night.
Not the house, just our room.
Look at her coming in here like freaking like Jon Snow. You know?
The whole house isn't cold though. It's just our room.
It's cold.
It's just our room.
When I wake up, I'm freezing cold over here.
I have trouble sleeping when it's hot, like when the air is still and hot. So
it's cold. Yeah.
How's it going?
It's going all right. It's kind of hanging out. It's a slow day. Jackson Hole, we had like, man, I don't know how many people. We got like 6,000 plus people here for Jackson Hole. We still have the AC on here in Central Florida. I got the heater on back there, and I'm in Texas right now. So,
y'all, it finally rained.
It did rain.
First time in like since we got back from our summer vacation, which was like early July or whatever.
Yeah, and it rained yesterday.
Yeah, and it finally rained. It's been so hot. It's been like 100 on average or more, like 105, 109 most days here. I'm just ready for it to cool down. So I'm, Morning.
I have separate AC units for my room. 65 as warm as I could take it. Well, Carol likes it really cold when we sleep.
That's how I am. So, and I'll set it down at night just because it's hard for me to sleep when it's hot. But then I'll turn it up a little bit. Like in the morning, I'll bump it up a little bit. Yeah, Carol likes it cold. Yeah, I'm looking at all the other stuff going on today. Let's look at the Wall Street Journal. So again,
Yeah, so Chinese stocks are up after Beijing moves to boost capital markets. So China's benchmark CSI 300 index and Shanghai Composite both closed around 1.1% higher after the government cut a tax on trading and said it would take steps to limit new listings. Again, I think overseas in Hawaii, they're getting more stuff done. Hawaii Electric has been, look at the stock on the top right. It is up big. So it looks like some homes are getting power back on over there. AMC's trying to bounce back a little bit. It's at 12. What's up, John? High chances Dow may give a rally today. Well, if the Dow rallies, other stuff will probably be rallying with it. Polestar is going to be the play to watch. Earnings report. When does Polestar earnings come out this week? I know they have earnings sometime soon, but when? I didn't think it was today. Yeah, so it's going to be the day, it's going to be Thursday for Polestar earnings. So we still got a few days. Oh, wait, is there a storm hitting Florida sometime soon? So Adalia could threaten the Gulf Coast in Florida this week. So yeah, Adalia. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm from Louisiana, so I usually track these, but now that I moved to Texas, it's less of a worry.
Well, we still get hit it seems like maybe every 3 to 5 years we get.
Yeah, but it's not generally as bad though, you know.
Well, it depends. It depends on the weather system. I think the last one we had that was really bad was Harvey, and that was because there was like a bunch of hot air, and basically the hurricane just kind of stalled right over us. It just kind of sat there for a few days and just dumped.
Yeah.
And so it caused a lot of flooding. But is there something out? Is there something out in the Gulf right now that people are starting to watch?
Yeah, it's what is it? It's
tropical storm.
Adalia. Adalia is set. Look, that's the path. Set to whack Florida. The it's set to whack western Florida. So like Pensacola, stuff like that.
Look, that's over here because that's what that is.
Yeah. Here. Shh.
Oh. I know he's gonna be sweating it out every time. Every time something comes through, he's always stressing.
So yeah, as of this morning at 6:50, Adalia is forecast to become a hurricane when it nears the western Cuba front later today. So y'all be careful. Yeah, so soothing. Stop begging for money, bro. Nobody's gonna give you any, man. We all know that y'all are probably some guy in India, you know? Like, no, this guy's asking for money.
Oh.
Most of the time they're bots from overseas. That's why I said that, you know?
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Mud. Cat 2 or Cat 3 Tuesday or Wednesday. Big Ben in Tampa. Yeah, again, I'm from Louisiana, but yeah.
You know, I remember, maybe I was just young whenever like we would have a hurricane come through as a kid, but I remember looking forward to it because like my neighbors and everyone, we would get together and like hang out and, you know, hang out together and maybe barbecue if it wasn't too bad. But, you know, or I remember playing like if the power would go out, playing charades with my family, you know.
Yeah, I remember that.
But now that I'm an adult, there's so much other stuff that I'm stressing about when that kind of stuff is going on.
Yeah, Bob Barker passed away, man. Rest in peace. Yeah, I'm looking at like.
Are these the?
Yeah, well.
All
right, baby.
All right.
99 years old. Yeah, he got pretty close to $1. You know.
All right, you guys.
All right, baby. All right, baby. Love you.
Love you. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get that stuff going upstairs. So get moving.
Okay. Well, hey, hold on. All right, guys. So yeah, Bob, man, he was a legend, dude. He was a legend. All right, guys, we got 8 minutes. 8 minutes. We're gonna keep it short and sweet today. Before I moved to Tennessee, I was a realtor in Miami. Everything we got in. Yeah, I would never buy property in Miami or anywhere near the beach, really, that's going to get hit by hurricanes. Like when I grew up, man, I remember going to Pensacola, going to Orange Beach, and staying at different condos. And then I remember my parents would tell me later on that those condos and stuff were just destroyed. And so it just seems like a really risky area to invest money into with so many tropical storms and hurricanes hitting that area. And homes there are not cheap, like homes in Pensacola. Homes there are just not cheap at all. They're very expensive. And so in that regard, it just seems like a risky place to keep, housing. But maybe I'm wrong. And if I am wrong, let me know. Again, I could certainly be wrong there. Again, so the NASDAQ breaking highs again, and AMC right at 12. Yeah, VSF. All right, so yeah, one of the big stories today, guys, is about Evergrande, which is a Chinese real estate company. They had their first day trading after a year and a half of being essentially halted, as China basically hit them with some pretty big measures. And so yeah. So Beijing cracked down on this Chinese real estate company called Evergrande. And this is with, China having a lot of issues in real estate, not unsimilar to what we have going on here in the US. Commercial has been really, really struggling. But yeah, Evergrande resumed trading today. They were halted, I believe, since March of 2022. They opened up today after a lot of, craziness over the past few years, and they dropped almost 90% today. So really big drops. And this has been a pretty big shock to markets with everything going on. But yeah, we'll see what happens there on that front. I'm not sure what we're going to get, what's going to happen there. And again, let me know what you guys think. Yeah, 87% or something like that. 2 days is the minimum amount of time it takes to get funded. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm looking at the Evergrande stuff going on. Pretty rough stuff. Yeah, so Yeah, I'm looking at this poker player. Man. Yeah, so they had this poker player who thought he had a full house. I think he thought he had 6-5. Where the board came 10, 5, 9, 5, jack. So he thought he had a full house, but it looks like he only had 6-4. And so he very quickly realized afterwards, where he originally celebrated after the hand, where he said, "Oh, yes," after the hand, which was quickly followed by "OMG" after realizing that he had just lost 22K, saying, quote, "I don't have a 5." And then moaning a little bit and being pretty upset. He didn't do too much better afterwards. He ended up down about $40,000 at the end of the night. So yeah, basically make sure you pay attention to your poker hands, guys, because that can happen anytime, man. Just be sure to pay attention to it. This was also at Hustlers Casino, which has had some controversy, but it's been a fun thing to watch, a fun stream to watch. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this hand in the chat. All right, guys. Hey, here we go. Market's about to open up right now. I'm going to mute the music real quick. Man, you got to pay attention to your hands. All right, so there's the opening bell, guys. There's the opening bell. All right, so again, there's the opening bell here, team. Big dip in the NASDAQ at the opening bell here. Let's watch everything else. NEO earnings. Yeah, NEO earnings are too early, though. All right, big dip. Again, we're going to watch NVIDIA here. Big dip. AMC open, finally. NVIDIA falling all the way down to 460s after hitting 465s earlier in the morning. Honeywell up big. What is Honeywell earnings? Not until October. Honeywell is up really big. I'm not sure why, but hey. Honeywell making a big gap up. NVIDIA trying to bounce back a little bit here. I usually like shorting these moves, and I think I will on the NASDAQ. Small short. See if we break back down here. First trade of the day. Consolidating. All right, so we just made about $100. Got a little bit of gains in there real quick, about $100. Yeah, we're up about $100, exactly $100 actually. We'll see if we bounce back some here. I see NVIDIA making another move. I'm going to short this again since we have a little cushion here and maybe add 2 contracts in, although it's still pretty early. We're only a couple minutes into the day. All right, so there's the second position added. See if we flush back down. There we go. Boom, took half off there, locked some in. All right, took the rest off there. So we just made about 220 or 205 actually. So here's our graph today. Not bad scalping at the opening bell. I see NVIDIA break down. AMC all the way back down to 1150s here. 1150s for AMD, or for AMC, I mean. Market is reeling back up some. PayPal trying to make some moves too. Now this looks overall weak here. Look at NVIDIA drop. I'm going to short this. NVIDIA just cracked under the previous closing price. I'm going to short this into that weakness. Might add some more if we bounce back here because that was a weak move for NVIDIA. But all right, so that's the second add to it. Whew, getting punished on this one. Luckily, we already had a cushion, but man. Yeah, we're going to have to cut that. So gave it all back here. Gave it all back. Probably going to have to switch accounts. I don't want to push too much into this account, especially with that big bounce back. So we just lost $300 on this account. We're going to switch to a different one now. There we go. See if we can make it back. Big red to green move and everything, man. Wow. And this is good for my swing trades. Again, we're up almost $500 just to put this into perspective. Here's my swings this morning. So we are up about 449 so far on my stock trades today. So that's good. We might be red day trading, but green nonetheless in stocks. NVIDIA making another comeback here, back up. I'm going to add and buy this dip. Anticipate some strength coming through. $80 green. All right, so we just made about $130 there. It looks like about $130. Yep. $125 in profit buying that little dip here. Watching AMC still plunge down though. I don't get your entries. Well, I got a couple different ones. Generally, I look to piggyback off of big moves. And so, for instance, if we have a cup and handle forming here, I buy this dip. That's what I did on the last one, and we catch the bounce. If we have opening weakness where we drop, I usually try to short into a small bounce and continue, looking to take advantage of a stair-step pattern or whatever you want to call it. And again, I mean, we got funded on 2 different accounts over the last month. And so, I mean, I'm not going to claim my strategies are the best or anything like that. But again, they've got me funded in 2 different accounts over the last 30 days or so. My stock trades are looking really nice too today. Hey, look at this. Stocks are up 570 right now. Look at that. Look at these gains. 570, almost $600 in stocks today on this opening strength. AMC bouncing back a little bit now as well here. Tesla still moving up. All good, Antonio. No worries. Hawaii Electric still running here. All right, so the NASDAQ coming all the way back down. AMC still pushing back up here, pumping back up some. Apple up nicely again today too. So we've got a lot of green, but very volatile as well. NVIDIA mostly chopping back and forth. If we look at NVIDIA here, and this is influencing the market a lot. NVIDIA coming right back down, just a very volatile opening bell session. So just be careful here, guys. Carvana? What's Carvana doing? Carvana's trying to run up. It's almost to 43s. Again, now that we have this type of move, I just got to be patient. Yeah, big upward move, big downward move, big upward moves, kind of sideways. Big range, but choppiness is what we're seeing here today. So very volatile, very choppy range. NVIDIA starting to flush back down, looking weak again. This might be time to short the market. But again, I'm not sure. Don't copy me. No idea what's going to happen here. All right, we're shorting a little bit here. Yeah, just be careful. I mean, you're getting fake outs left and right and everything here, man. Very wiki type of day where big up wick, down wick price action. We're kind of flat on this trade. Just be careful here. Anything is this is not stable. All right, we're slightly green on the trade again. I want to give it time to really flush though. I don't want to add 2 contracts again. All right, big flush. Back up. Very choppiness. Yeah, I don't want to add 2 contracts here. That's just too much range. We already got a cushion on the day, so we can be patient with this and try to let it work some, but AMC went all the way back up to 1220s here. Almost up to the previous closing price. There we go. All right, so we just made another $100 or so. We're up about 240 in this account on the day. You can see the P&L here. We lost about this much on the other account, so again, we're just kind of going back and forth. AMC pulling back to 12s, trying to hold. Target all the way back up, which is nice. Exxon back up, Walmart back up, Tyson back up, Walgreens back up. All right, NASDAQ bouncing at the lows and coming right back up here, man. What a volatile day here, guys. Y'all just be careful. Part of me wants to short this again, and so I guess I'll try, but it's risky. And I've already got a cushion on the day, so I got room to let this work. I don't trust it, but we're gonna try. All right, so green. There we go. All right, so we just made another 120 or so on the day. We are currently up about 370, 360 actually. All right, so we did get that breakdown as I thought we might. Google's still up. We're still green on some of this other stuff here, but NVIDIA's starting to flush. Big breakdown in the NASDAQ. It's finally time, man. Again, it consolidated all morning. Now finally started to dump. AMC still holding over 12s though. I mean, that's good. Still over 12s. We're getting a lot of stuff actually bouncing back despite the NASDAQ weakness. Look at AMC bouncing at 12s. 1240s is the previous high. Disney back up some today also. Tesla going red. Yeah, I mean, it had a pretty green market, but Tesla is going red. How come AMC bounces with GameStop when NVIDIA, Tesla, and Apple go down? There's no rhyme or reason with the market sometimes, guys. All right, we're going to short this again. One contract short in the NASDAQ. We got a large enough cushion to where maybe we can add some more to this position if we bounce high enough. All right, so there's two contracts in here. And again, we got a large cushion on the day. We'll take profit quickly if we break down, which is what we're looking for here. I just took half off, locked it in. Now we got a lot more room here. We're up about 400 on the day. A little bit more than that if you include unrealized gains here on this trade. All right, I'm going to add some more here, see if we get a larger flush breakdown. Ooh, just churning up against me. Again, we'll give it 1 second, but going to have to get out about flat. Oh. All right, there's 3 contracts. I took that off, protected the trade, which we needed desperately because that trade was risky. And now we're up more on this. Go ahead and unload there. All right, there we go. So a little bit of a risky trade, but again, we took some profit. Nice little move up here. We are currently up about 500 on the day or so, 500 on the day. AMC starting to surge back up towards that previous closing price here for AMC. My stock portfolio is actually pretty green despite majors not doing that great. We're up almost 700 on the day in stocks. Look, we're up 670. We're right at some levels that might be interesting here too. I might want to short into this too. All right, so we got 2 contracts here. All right, we got well, I look the other way working on something, and this pushes up way big against me. I mean, we're still really nicely green on the day, but man, picking up pennies in front of a train track is what it feels like. We're still green, but man, what a choppy day. We're not holding any specific trend very long, guys. So just be careful because again, we're just not holding a trend very long. I'm just happy to be green in this account at least. All right, so chop it back down. NVIDIA is one that you want to watch too, guys, because NVIDIA is very relevant to what's going on here. All right, so this looks weak again. A little bit late on this entry, but we'll take another push towards the weakness here if we can. All right, we got 2 contracts here. Took half off there. Took the rest off there. All right, so back up to where we're up almost 400 on the day. Mostly attacking these moves. Consolidating here. We might short another little pop, but we've been doing this all morning, and it's been kind of mixed results here. It's been choppy, for lack of a better word. AMC dipping all the way back down here, guys. Look at AMC come all the way back down. All right, so we did break lows. I should have shorted it some more, but it's a downtrend, but it's a choppy downward trend. All right, just made another $100 or so. That's nice. Again, up about 450 on the day now, but NVIDIA has been on a straight slump down to 450s. Oh, sorry to hear that, Pawn. Hang in there, brother. Did HE get halted? And look at this huge breakdown in the NASDAQ here. Big slump. And again, this is being brought upon by NVIDIA and a couple other ones, but Hawaii Electric did resume. So Hawaii Electric did resume back up. Up to 1330s here. If we put up HE, which is, I know a lot of people are watching this one. 1330s. Let's see if we could short this little pop. AMC mostly flat, honestly, today. So AMC mostly flat. Let's see if NVIDIA starts to pop back up, which has been definitely one of the stocks that have reeled the market down with it today. But I think a lot of stuff was up. Yeah, that one burns too. 5 went away from having it funded was one I normally trade micros on. Forgot to change accounts. I went with too many and doubled to 4 instead of, yeah. Again, we got this little pop up. So if we want to bet the downward trend, this is what we short into, but there's risks because you don't know how high it's going to bounce. Going to start to add to this. We got a cushion on the day. We want to take a swing. So again, we don't know how high it's going to bounce. It's always the risk here. All right, there's 2 contracts. All right, there's 3 contracts. All right, so this is a large position. But again, we built the cushion up that we need for it. And so if we want to bet on the bear trend, this is what we bet on. But it's also been a pretty volatile day. And so we got the cushion we built. Again, my system involves building up a cushion first and then taking swings into that cushion. All right, we're flat on the trade right now. New candle's about to open up in about 5 seconds, 10 seconds. See if that new candle slumps us down. And there's the new candle. All right, starting to break. Tapping that low. All right, so we mostly got out flat, believe it or not. So we got down pretty flat, but yeah, we took our swing. It just didn't work it out today. It's a pretty flat day, man. We're pretty flat in every different account, and it's one of those opening bells where I just don't really like approaching it like this. We're just not really getting any good results, and I don't like continuing to push into it. I just don't know if that's going to be like a profitable plan today, if that makes sense, right? So again, we'll see what happens moving forward. Yeah, small day. And again, this is a slower week. Next week, we got a lot of, or later on this week, we got a lot of stuff going on. It's not a slower week. It's a slower start to the week. So Monday and Tuesday this week are pretty slow. Tomorrow, we have JOLTS report coming out. Let me make sure we see when it's coming out. So yeah, tomorrow we have JOLTS at 10 a.m. with CB consumer confidence data. Wednesday is when the big activity starts. So Wednesday, we have ADP non-farm employment, GDP data, pending home sales, retail inventories, and wholesale inventories. And then Thursday, we have jobless claims, the core PCE, personal consumption expenditure index, a big report. That's Thursday. Friday, we got non-farm payrolls, unemployment, and ISM manufacturing data. All very big data reports here. And so again, if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're going to stream all of that stuff. Every day is not going to be green, and so we're not really green today, and that's all right. It's kind of a choppy day with a big range anyway. But if you want to see one of the reasons we've been funded in multiple accounts over the past couple weeks, check out Chart Prime. Chart Prime is a trading view indicator service you can use in stocks, crypto, forex, futures. One of my favorite recent ones is longer term trades using an hourly chart. So here's a 1 hour chart, and this is using the Market Dynamics Pro, which shows you falling wedges, as well as the Market Oracle Pro. If you look at how often this thing moves green relative to one of these alerts, and again, they are sponsors, so I'm biased, of course, but like, look at this, right? So buy signal here. Nice move up. Sell signal here. This one we can say was wrong. Buy signal here. Nice move up. It went to the next sell signal here. Nice drops. Buy signal here. Nice bounce. Sell signal right before this breakdown. Look at the huge breakdown you get afterwards. And then a buy signal at the bottom. And what do you get? You get a nice bounce. And so out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 alerts over the past couple days, only one of them hasn't worked on this hourly time frame with the Market Oracle Pro. Again, and that's just a small piece of what they have here, a small piece of what they have. Again, I could put up a 5-minute chart, and you can see more of like a short-term price action. If you put up the Market Oracle here, the Market Oracle regular one can be powerful as well. But again, kind of the same thing here on a 5-minute chart as well. Shorter term time frame, sell signal here, bounce, buy signal there, sell signal drops, buy signal bounce, sell signal drops, buy signal bounce, so forth and so on. It can be powerful. Again, it can be powerful. The market oracle, the regular market oracle, gives a little bit longer term alerts. Again, if you find one where, let's get rid of the pro for a second, where you get a bearish engulfing candle and the reversal signal, or any candlestick pattern. Look at the bullish hammer, bounce, possible reversal down, bearish engulfing drop, bearish engulfing, possible reversal down, drop. This one called the literal bottom as well. So there's so many different tools that you can use, and it's like $40 a month. It's $40 a month, so it's very cheap. It's very useful in my opinion. Although again, they are a sponsor of mine. I'm biased in their favor. But if you want to check them out, you can go to this link right here. Great way to help support the channel, and I'll put the link up in the description. Again, biased, of course, because they pay me money, and so I'm biased in their favor. But again, I think they're genuinely useful. If you want to check them out, here's the link. I know some of them repaint, but the reversal ones don't. So the reversal ones, and I believe the Market Oracle Pro doesn't as well. I think some of the support and resistance ones might repaint, but not the main ones, from my understanding. But you want to look at different ones and judge that for yourself. Judge that for yourself. Yeah, I'm down like $100 and something, maybe $200 my space. But again, you got to understand my system, and to understand what I'm really doing here, it's important to understand the system, because that's what's going to happen with my system. What my system entails, and again, the same system that's got me funded multiple times over the last month, is I build up a cushion on the day, right? So like today, I built up a cushion of $300, $400, $500. Once I have that cushion, that gives me the green light if I want to swing larger, which I did today, right? So what happens is I build up a cushion of $100 to $200, and then I take larger risks. And even though my profit potential in those trades is much higher, if I lose, I'm down a couple $100. Where if I would have taken those trades without the cushion, I'd be down $700. You know, so again, I'm building up a cushion in order to take risks, trying to get funded. I'm already funded in a couple, but I'm trying to get funded on 3. But that's what I'm doing. And so I build up a cushion. If I lose, it's not the end of the world. I already had a cushion like today. If I make money on those trades, then I'm going to be up over 1,000. And so that's the goal, is to build up and try to get funded on these accounts. That's the right way to do it, in my opinion, where you build up a small cushion, take a swing. If you lose, you're back to break even, a small loss like today. But if I make money on those trades, then I'm up more. But you got to understand the system alone to understand why it looks like my losses are small, or my wins are small, but my losses are big. It's because I'm only taking those big risks once I have a cushion on the day. And again, it's important to understand the system as a whole. And again, we're not going to be green every day. Like, again, I'm not going to be green every day. Nobody is. But again, if you want to try to get funded like I am, try out Topstep. Topstep's the most legit funded program in the world. They give you a demo. They test your skill. If you can hit the target while following their rules, they fund you between $50K up to $150K with a 90% split. Here's the link if you want to check it out. Again, they are a sponsor of mine as well. We try to keep the plugs at the very end, and so it might sound like I'm plugging a lot right now, but it's because we only really plug at the very end, and this is like our 3rd or 4th plug in a 4-hour stream. And so very reasonable amount of plugs. But if you want to check them out, there's the link. Great way to help support the channel. We're going to do a crypto show today, guys. So we are going to pivot over to our crypto show right now. And so bear with me, and let me pull this up so we can get our crypto show rolling here. And I'll see you guys over there. So again, as soon as we close this stream, it's going to bring you to our crypto show. You won't have to go anywhere. If for whatever reason it does not bring you to the crypto show, if for whatever reason it doesn't, I'll post the link here and you can catch it, so you can see the crypto show we're about to do. And yeah, so for whatever reason it doesn't bring you over to the crypto show. Did I not post the? Okay, yeah, here's the Topstep link if you want to check it out, guys. And again, here's the crypto show we're moving over. So there's all the links right there if you want to check it out. And I'll see you guys over there.